Hey people, this is my weekly rundown of things entertainment news interests me, and I want to get started with probably the biggest news of the week, which is Mark Millar has confirmed that 20th Century Fox is going to be building a connected universe with their Marvel Comics properties, including the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I think they're going to start off kind of small. He said that they don't want to do anything too big, like with the first Fantastic Four movie. They want it to be about the Fantastic Four and not have like some kind of big crossover event just to get out the gate. But it's kind of exciting just to know that there will be like kind of a secondary Marvel universe there, and hopefully these two franchises will benefit from the connection. Rumor has it that Emily Blunt and Ruth Wilson are being considered for the role of Miss Marvel in the sequel to the Avengers. Right now, none of this is concrete, so I don't even know if Miss Marvel is going to be in the Avengers sequel. And honestly, I'm pretty skeptical about all of this. First, Emily Blunt and Ruth Wilson, neither one of those seem very suited to the role of Miss Marvel to me. And Miss Marvel doesn't seem like a character that you can just throw into the sequel to the Avengers without much of an introduction in something else. So I'm skeptical about all of this, but it's something to keep an eye on and a story to watch. In some more reliable news, Variety reports that Shailene Woodley is in early talks to play Mary Jane Watson in the sequel to The Amazing Spider-Man. Sony is also apparently looking for an actor to play Harry Osborn, and there's a rumor that the villain for the sequel is going to be Electro. As for Electro, I'm a little bit mixed, because I'm definitely excited to see that character on screen. Visually, I think he's going to be very exciting, and probably he's at the top of my list for characters that I want to see Spider-Man fight. But as a character, I don't think Electro has ever really been that interesting, and I'm not sure if he can carry a movie as the main villain. But we do have Harry Osborn coming into this movie, and we had the setup of Norman Osborn in the first movie, so hopefully Norman Osborn will be playing some kind of role in the sequel to set up for him to become the Green Goblin in the third movie, and that maybe having him in the second movie will make him as the Green Goblin in the third movie more exciting, and having that build-up will just make that confrontation between him and Spider-Man and everything that happens with Gwen very satisfying in the third movie. But as for Mary Jane, I'm pretty excited about that too. I think it's good to see this character coming in while Gwen is still there, so when they eventually transition, it's not just like, hey, here's another girl to take Gwen's place. So with the path that this movie series seems to be going, it seems like it would be longer than a trilogy to me. Like, I'm hoping that this might turn out to be like a 6-movie series. Because if you're only introducing the Green Goblin in the third movie, it seems like there's so much more that you can do with it after that. So I'm kind of curious about what they'll do there, if they'll try to do like the Harry Osborn Goblin story arc with it after Norman. So I'm excited to see where this franchise goes. Now to turn to some Spider-Man news that I'm not so excited about. As you may already know, the Amazing Spider-Man comic book series is coming to its conclusion with issue number 700, and as part of the Marvel Now kind of reboot initiative, they're starting a new Spider-Man series, which is apparently going to be called The Superior Spider-Man, which I think is a dumb title for starters, but the other details about this series are what have me more concerned. It's described as a darker take on Spider-Man with more of an aggressive attitude, and the costume has like little claws at the end of it, I guess, to try to make Spider-Man more badass for some reason. And apparently Peter Parker isn't going to be behind the Spider-Man mask in this, so you got a new Spider-Man who's seems like he's going to be a completely different character with aggressive attitude, and Mary Jane Watson is going to be the love interest, so I guess she's getting with this new guy, which is weird in itself, just I'm with Spider-Man but not Peter, and I don't know, it just feels like they're trying to do something new to shake it up, but I want to follow Peter Parker's story. I don't want to just follow this random guy, which might sound hypocritical since I'm a fan of Ultimate Spider-Man. I love the Miles Morales character, but with that, I mean, Peter died. I don't know what they're doing with Amazing Spider-Man with 700, but Peter died, so it kind of makes sense to have a new Spider-Man after that. And with this, I don't think they're going to kill Peter off in the mainstream universe after they did it in the Ultimate Universe, so I have no idea what they're doing with this, but I feel like they will go back to the way things were pretty soon after people start reading this, because it just seems like something that a lot of fans are just going to hate. Marvel has released an official synopsis for Thor: The Dark World, and I'll read it just to save you some time clicking on the link and reading it yourself. Marvel's Thor: The Dark World continues the big-screen adventures of Thor, the mighty Avenger, as he battles to save Earth and all the Nine Realms from a shadowy enemy that predates the universe itself. In the aftermath of Marvel's Thor and Marvel's The Avengers, Thor fights to restore order across the cosmos, but an ancient race led by the vengeful Malekith returns to plunge the universe back into darkness. Faced with an enemy that even Odin and Asgard cannot withstand, Thor must embark on his most perilous and personal journey yet, one that will reunite him with Jane Foster and force him to sacrifice everything to save us all. Now, before I end this video, I want to give my brief impressions on the new TV series Arrow, which premiered this week, so I did tune in to watch it. Honestly, I didn't have very high expectations going in, and it was pretty much what I thought it would be. I mean, as a CW TV series, the budget isn't very high, so a lot of the stuff feels kind of cheaply done. Like when you watch the scenes with him on the island and the yacht that gets shipwrecked, it all just looks pretty lame. And the story's decent. It feels very much to me like the people who were trying to come up with this show were like, Batman Begins and Christopher Nolan's whole Batman franchise was very popular, but we can't do a Batman TV series, so what should we do? And we've got this character Green Arrow who was on Smallville, so people who like Smallville and missed that might be interested in seeing this character, and he's sort of like Batman, so let's do this. And it feels like kind of a wannabe second-rate Batman Begins in TV show form. And I don't mean to be super critical of this show, but it's pretty mediocre, to be honest. I mean, I give credit to Stephen Amell because he got in ridiculous shape for this role. I mean, the guy is jacked, and the stunt work that he does is pretty impressive. But honestly, that's kind of the only highlight of this. I don't really feel like watching the second episode of this series, and with the pilot, if you can't convince me to watch the second episode, that's kind of a problem, especially a person like me who is a fan of comic books and stuff. This is the comic book TV series, so I'm kind of within the target audience, like young males. I'm 21, so I don't know who they are attracting, if they are attracting people with this, but honestly, I don't see it lasting very long, and I don't like to be this critical of stuff. Like, I don't want to wish it ill. I hope it gets better, and I hope it has a long, successful run to encourage more comic book TV shows, but I'm kind of skeptical at this point of it getting much better than this and becoming a successful series. But that's really all I've got to say in this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time.